Ahoy, shipmates! No, this is not the Aurora cruise ship. Thought I would start the stream slightly early, just so that we can see this lovely patina in the Maersk Bhutan. I'd say she's definitely seen some sea action. Particularly fetching Maersk ship in the set of almost matching container. Sucker for matching containers, I have to say. Where the Maersk Bhutan has come from? Question. He's come all the way from the port of Santa Marta in Colombia. Can't imagine being imported from Colombia. We had a particularly fetching sunset this evening. Our end of the container port, particularly marked. Certain viewers commenting that it looked like Turner, which I would tend to agree with. It looked very Turnerish. Matching sunset with matching the containers. This light here in the ferry terminal is very annoying. The way of the camera here. Sneak through. You have to remember is that to the naked eye, this ship is almost invisible. Very impressed with nighttime abilities of the camera. I know it's a bit blurred and a bit out of focus, but frankly, you wouldn't be able to see anything with the naked eye. So, very impressive. What I must do, though, keep an eye on the Aurora so that I don't miss cruise ship. That's what you're here for. You're not here for container ships. No, you don't like container ships. Just me that likes container ships, and I'm trying to convert you all. Oh, lovely, lovely straight bit of rope out the back of that. Look at that. It's horizontal. Zoom in and show you. Yeah, look at this rope here. Just horizontal. Plenty of tension on that. Right. Follow her down to the container terminal. That will have a quick look. Aurora's not moving. Shouldn't be moving for a while. Then movement down there. I think it's just ship. Little ancillary vessel. Yeah, it's still there. That's. Oh, she's just moving off. Oh, this is a good sign. The small little vessel you see just moving away is effectively garbage man for the cruise ships. They deliver things as well, but I know they also take things away. Ah, Oof 2001, you like container ships. Oh, good. Oh, and Spider Log, you like container ships as well? Yeah, I tend to agree. Container ships are better than no ships. Very good point. I've lost a bit of focus here. There we go. I think sometimes the container ships can be really rather interesting. It can be partial to the Ocean Network Express containers. Of course, ink. Enter. Word of the moment. Here we go. Pretty decent view here. You can see the HMM Oslo in the back. The Maersk Baton. Very big ship by comparison. HMM Oslo, that you can see in the background, is the second largest container ship in the world. The Maersk Baton. Quite a bit smaller. Yes, she has a capacity of 3,078 EEUs, whereas the Oslo in the back has a capacity of over 20,000. So the HMM Oslo is getting on for 7 times larger. Oh, Hoof 2001, that sounds like an advertisement for beer. I've heard that slogan before. It's almost beer o'clock as well, isn't it? Or should I say rum o'clock? Like, oh, I've lost my controls. Get in on these containers here. Yes, earlier on this evening, the sunset was almost identical cover to the colour on the HMM Oslo. Intriguing. Let's see, the Maersk Baton is registered in Singapore. Ah. Ace Bus Music. Question, is it moving on its own steam or moving the tugs? I don't know. Suspect at the moment it is probably under a element of both. Under its own power, and the tugs are there for control. As it gets nearer to the corners, it will turn off its own power. The tugs will pull it. Oh, hello, Drone Fox Island. How's the weather over in Ireland? Ah, that's good to hear. Quite a lot that other people are watching. Dan is watching. Good, good, good. At the moment, you can just see Maersk Baton disappearing, and what it's disappearing behind is the Norwegian Encore. Wet in Ireland. Well, that's surprising, isn't it? Go back and have a quick look. Sure the Aurora's not moving yet. Getting close. No, can't see anything. We had a question earlier about tugs, whether or not she'll be tugged out. I don't know. Yes? Good cheat and have a look on the traffic map and see if there's any tugging going on. And plenty of tugging earlier for me with Rusty the dog. Can't see anything. Time for a bit of VHF radio, I feel. The internet is great and marvellous, but sometimes a bit of old-fashioned radio can really hit the spot. Oh, I think Robert's already on the radio. Now you beat me to it, Robert. And Lego should make a model of it. What, do you mean the Aurora cruise ship or the Maersk Baton container ship? Because I know which one I would probably buy both, actually. I mean, the container ship makes more sense because it looks like Lego, doesn't it? Lots of Lego blocks. You must be quite local then, Robert, if you're hearing picking up the VHF. The question is, do we swing back and have a look? You're in Southampton, Robert. Ah, well, that would explain it. Yep. Oh, yes, thanks, Drone Box Island. That's a good point, yes. Leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe if it takes you that way. Don't suppose you heard, Robert. Did you hear how many people were on board? Turn the radio on early enough. Of course, next question is, where is Aurora heading? That's a good question. 105 crew on board. Ah, you're certainly on the money this evening. I was too busy playing walkies with the dog. 105. Excellent. So they're slowly reducing the numbers, because originally they were going out with close to sort of 200 to 300 shipmates on board. Oh, you beat me to it, Robert. How am I supposed to do anything here when you come up with all the answers? Well, it's very handy, actually. Very handy. But yeah, I've noticed that they've been reducing the crew numbers. I don't know, I'm guessing 100 is probably the minimum complement. And 18 minutes past, that's a little bit late. Normally the Carnival cruise ships are very particular about their departure times. Imagine it's part of the captain's honour to leave on the dot promptly. No, nothing exciting from VTS there. Talking to a ship that the yellow and white ship that you can see on our left hand side, Grimaldi, Grande Europa. And she shouldn't be here. Broken down. They've been ferrying different different parts on and off, but I've not seen all. I think I can see some head of steam coming out of, or head of smoke. Yes, thanks, Daniel Frost. It's a surprisingly decent camera. I am surprised how good it is. Is there movement? Could be movement. I think there's movement. I can see more Aurora. What do you think? Yep, she's on the move. Those bow thrusters doing their job. Mighty, there's some mighty fine bow thrusters. The size of the bow thrusters are incredible. No, I can't find out off the top of my head what the bow thrusters are, but they are in the mini. Yeah, she's definitely moving. Slowly though. Very slowly. No tugs in assistance. Question is, will she come forward and swing round, or will she go backwards? Very still tonight. There's no wind. Possibility get a closer view, or she might go backwards. Oh, well, I can see the stern coming out now. The advantage of the Azipod drives. Pod drive. Not particularly clear information I have. That is electric, so I mean Azipod drive. Azipod drives mean that the rear of the deck, rear of the ship stern, instead of propellers just sticking straight out, they're on pods and they can move around. So hence the ship can do something like this, move sideways. Ah, Spiderlog, you're too far north. Whereabouts are you then if you're too far north to hear the radio? You don't have to be that far north, do you? Look at that. Yes, certainly got some speed up. Yes, when she came in, it was actually quite windy, so I think she actually tugged in. Now, it's so calm. Look at that windsock at the bottom of the screen there. Absolutely steady still. South Yorkshire, yep, that's too far. Certainly doesn't work. Wait. South Yorkshire. There you can see a number of lights on the ship. These are all navigation lights. The 3 red lights. Top, there's 6 of them, but essentially it's 3 red lights. They mean that the ship is constrained by her draft. Needs to stick to the shipping channels. As my instructor would say to me, it's a big ship, get out of my way. Oh, hello, Toby Entney. Okay, it's not often you see them sliding out. You can just about see the bow thrusters in action there, churning the water up. The question is she going to reverse, or is she going to come forwards and turn around? I'm going to put my money on that she's going to come forwards towards the camera. That's my money. You can just about see a shipmate, there we go, on the... I don't actually know what you call those. They are platforms where they throw the lines to the chaps on shore, tie up. Oh, as I was saying this morning, the Aurora is actually a relatively old cruise ship. 21 3 days ago. Which in the area of cruise ships, I think that makes her one of the oldest ones I've seen, especially of this size and quality. I think she still has some elegant lines. Not quite up to modern standards. I think she caters for a different audience these days. More of a mature adult audience rather than the, how I'd put this, the sort of Butlins at sea. Yeah, watch my horizon, yeah. I have this camera temporarily mounted, and I appear to have mounted it on the wonky side. You need to rearrange that. It is slightly disturbing. I really want to put it up onto the roof, but conditions aren't favourable. It needs to be raining and windy all the time, and really want to be climbing on a roof in these conditions. So yes, I think I'm right here. She's definitely coming towards us. Oh, I think you're right. Hoof 2001. Yep, probably. A little classier. Oh, you reckon it's the modern equivalent of the well deck? Yeah, I think you're probably right. Thank you for that, Richard Masters. Yes, I think that... Yes. I'll have to ask someone, actually, what they do call them, but yeah, that would make sense. No, Andrew Ludlow, no, the sea won't fall off the edge of the world, because the world's flat, so, you know, not an issue, is it? I've seen those YouTube videos. I'm totally convinced it's flat. Marvellous. Yeah. There's little white dots. I don't know if you can see them, but there's little white dots on the towards the bottom of the screen, just above the windsock. They're actually seagulls. Seem to like mooring. Mooring. I don't think seagulls moor. Seagulls seem to like floating just in that area of the water there, just next to the red kestrel. The red kestrel is the red and white ship, which is a goods-only ship. Oh, that's interesting. Who 2001? I'm not familiar with the Hurtigruten ships from Norway. Are they the ones that do the coastal cruises up and in and out the fjords? Building up a head of steam there. Or head of diesel, I suppose I should say. You have a great view from these well deck positions that now know that's what they're called. Yes, that's what they're called. You can see a few rust stains. I suppose they're deferring maintenance at the moment, as there's no passengers on board. Yeah, I'd be inclined to say that she's going backwards. Oh, someone's turning the lights off. I'm going to have to look up these Hurtigruten ships. Oh, I'm murdering that pronunciation. Yeah, I was wrong then. Ah, yes, Hoof 2000. I know the ships you mean. I've not been on one. I probably have seen them. I didn't know the names, but yes, I think they're really interesting, aren't they? The way they travel around with passengers and cargo and vehicles. And it makes utter sense to me, really. In that sort of part of the world, you need all those little islands and fields. You need transportation between the various locations. Why not combine it with a cruise ship? I had some friends that travelled on it. But they didn't realise what they were getting into. Friends of theirs booked it up. And as soon as they realised, they thought they were going on a lovely exotic cruise ship. And they ended up going on, call it the Hurtigruten. Or the Trondheim Hurtigruten. Oh, I'll have to check that one out. That sounds interesting. Well, this is disappointing. I wonder why she didn't come forwards. Oh well. Oh, hello. Ahoy, Romeo Lopez. About to see the green navigation light here on the bow of the ship. That's the starboard navigation light. And red means port, but not the red ones on top. That's something else. Yes, we should actually. I'm actually in contact with a officer on cruise ships, and I shall to ask him in future why they do certain things. I think you'd certainly need some skill and talent to reverse. You certainly need some skill and talent to manoeuvre a cruise ship. I have enough trouble with a 4-foot dinghy. I believe she's off to Weymouth. Oh, ahoy, Danny Heap from Lancashire. Yes, she'll be off to Weymouth, where she'll be off to Weymouth for a number of weeks, where she'll drop anchor, because it's cheaper to be anchored offshore. It doesn't cost anything. Whereas I'm been led to believe that the price of mooring in the Port of Southampton for a cruise ship is £50,000 a day. Oh, it's definitely a ship. Ships are on water, boats go underneath. Been told. As you can see, she's just reversing around the port dockhead there. Bow thrusters are kicking again. Yes, I'm wondering if an empty cruise ship with no passengers and very minimal staff, I wonder if that does make a difference in manoeuvring. Good question. It's a good point there, Steve McGuinness. Yeah. If it does make an effect. Well, I'm not sure it's cheap parking, really. Well, normally they're only here for a day. Yeah, and perhaps Grandly Europa's got discounted rate. I didn't see anyone on the Aurora, apart from the guys on the well deck. Sometimes you can see people running around the top, outside having a smoke. Now this is where the cruise ships, as you can see, there's Queen Elizabeth II terminal. That's where, in the Aurora's docks, that's where you get on board from there. Oh yes, you can see some people. I can see some people walking around on top. You normally can. I know what you mean though. By lock, it is expensive to park. Imagine it takes a lot of effort to recycle though. I really fancy booking up a trip to go to Turkey to see the cruise ships being dismantled. Ships in general. Can't imagine how that conversation would go down with the travel agent. Where would you like to go on holiday, sir? Oh, Turkey. Oh, really? To the beaches? No, I want to go to a certain beach where the cruise ships are dismantled. I see. How many rooms are on the ship? Well, actually, I don't know, Romeo Lopez, but I'm going to make an educated guess that there are somewhere in the region of 1,000 Because maximum capacity is 2,000 passengers. That's normally sort of double occupants. Don't really have normal many single occupants. So I imagine there's probably 1,000 cabins sort of number. I certainly would have to stand well back. In fact, I'd probably take the drone safer. Yes, it would be exciting though. I mean, exciting for the wrong reasons, but maybe I should start at the beginnings, watch one being launched, and one being beached. Yeah, I think they do. I think they beach them more or less fully kitted out. Or the recycling process. Romeo Lopez. Oh, you want me? Oh, a horny Kaz Lopez. All the way from the Port of Southampton. Yes, I know what you're saying, Graham Smith Thompson. I've reversed a car. I've reversed a larger vehicle. That was quite a challenge, but I can't imagine what it's like reversing a 330-metre cruise ship. I spied log. Well, you've asked me about the clap for the NHS. I have not heard anything, actually. I had forgotten all about it. The first time round, it was quite exciting. All the cruise ships would be honking their hooters. But really, at the moment, the ships don't stay in port very long. And during the first lockdown, they were here for a long time. I think they were sorting out crew rotations and quarantining crew on board and all the various different things. So they, at some point, often had 3 or 4 or 5 cruise ships at a time in port. But at the moment, you've only got, well, Aurora's leaving, but the Encore is here. At the moment, it only seems to be 1 cruise ship in at the moment, or none. Ah, yes, I think you're right, Romeo. It would be great to go on a cruise, but who knows when they're going to start. Lewis the Travel Spotter, you're not a fan of the Aurora? Oh, I see. Why? What's the Aurora done then that doesn't tickle your fancy? It might have a beep beep sound, Victor K. Panda, but probably more like a honk honk sound, I'd imagine. If I remember my navigation, there is a horn signal for going astern, and I don't remember what it is. I think it's 3 blasts for astern. Well, it looks like she's moving quite swiftly now. Well, I don't think we can get much more of a view here, I'm afraid. Yeah. 3 short blasters. I was right. Oh, my memory is you. It's the 3 short blasters. It's the 5 long that I know you have to pay attention to. If you hear 5 long blasts from a ship, that means your intentions are unclear. Or as I'd probably rephrase that, what on earth are you doing? Get out of my way. Ah, Stephen is, yes. I knew the port and starboard, but I'm pretty sure that 3 must have been backwards. And I know that 5 is... your intentions are unclear, but I don't know what... I don't know what 4 is, actually. Remember. Oh, thank you, Steve W. afraid it's not as interesting as it could have been this evening. The ship is quite a long way. Zoom back and you can sort of appreciate how far away the ship is. Quite a long way away. All for the bar is open. Yes. Yeah, that's the sort of information I want when I'm at sea. Bug Eye, you've been on the Aurora 8 times. Oh man, that's pretty impressive. Must know the ship really well if you've been on her 8 times. Ah, right. I see, Lewis the travel spotter. You would know then, wouldn't you? On the Disney Magic, I seem to remember they play fancy tunes through their horns. You actually have to play the tune itself, or is that just a pre-recorded? No, you certainly can't. That's right, Michelle, DF. Certainly can't. They are very musical. Oh, let's have a... Well, here's a quick look around the port, shall we? See what else is going on. Yeah. Ferry terminal with the red jets. Standby. Do service at the moment. And down at the end here we have... Oh, not one back. Hythe ferry terminal. And down here we have the HMM Oslo, the second largest container ship in the world. Still unloading. Been here for days. Amazing how long it takes them to unload. Somewhere in the region of capacity of 20,000 TEU. No, translates to about 10,000 regular 40-foot containers. Ah, Graham Smith Thompson. Oh, you must be local then if you can see her from your balcony. That's pretty impressive. Look. There she goes. Slipping off behind this building here. That'll be the last I can see. You can see a red funnel in front of us. That belongs to one of these steam tugs. The Preservation Society. No, I think there was a... yes, I think there was an ambulance passing by. The camera itself... Well, I should have turned that off, shouldn't I, really? There is sound on the actual camera itself. Controls here. All that mission control. Oh, I think that about sums it up, shipmates. Oh, Western. Oh, there we go. Certainly, you should have a great view from there in Western. I shall return to the galley. I believe I'm needed. Till next time, shipmates.